Hello everybody and welcome back to Revolution Health. So in this video, we're going to talk a little bit about the affirmation, goal setting, motivational side of our program. Okay, so this is a real key point to being successful in achieving things that you want to achieve. Okay, so we've already talked, if you're on the program, you'll already seen how the affirmations work. So I'm not going to go through the affirmation side of things about how it works, how to write affirmations as such, okay? But what I am going to do is talk about the need to use your affirmations to try and achieve what you want to achieve. Okay, so the affirmation process is a really, really important part, okay? So normally you start a program of some kind and you'll write some goals about what you want to achieve. And that's the first step, obviously. So we're looking for you to write some goals down, what you want to achieve, multiple goals, so that you're not just focused on maybe if you want to lose some weight, okay, that you're not just looking at weight loss each week, because we know that motivation on a program can go up and down. Okay, very much, okay, depending on results, etc., how you're feeling, that type of thing. And weight gain and loss can go up and down as we go through weeks as well. So we don't want you just to write a goal of, I want to be this weight, whether it be up or down, of course, because, we cater for everybody. Okay, we want you to have some other goals that might be, I want to wear a certain type of clothing, I want to be able to run a certain distance, etc., I want to be able to look slightly differently in the mirror, or maybe a measurement of your body, etc., that type of thing. All of these goals are going to help you to stay motivated. Okay, so one of the first things we want to talk about when it comes to motivation, we know we're going to have peaks and troughs as we go through these programs. Everybody does, even professional sportsmen. Okay, so one of the things I would like you to consider doing is to actually write a list of things that you've achieved in your life. Okay, just really, just doesn't matter how big the list is, what you've achieved, etc. We all have achieved a lot in our lives, okay, in whatever frame it might be. It might be professional, it might be personal. Okay, it could be anything. Okay, it could be educational, whatever it might be. So what I would like you to do is write a list that's personal to you about things that you're proud of, things that you've achieved that you're proud of. Now, I don't want, if you have a family, I don't want you to necessarily pick what your children have done that you're proud of, because we're trying to make you look inside. So we've already covered self-esteem in a previous video, and we talked about the attitudinal balance scale, the ABS, if you remember, okay? And we talked about how lots of people with low self-esteem will be trying to tell you you can't achieve what you want to achieve. So, and all the time, all these negative feedback, you can't do this, you can't do that, or who says you can do that when, who says you're good enough to achieve this type of thing. It all comes in, you take it all in, and it all goes into your attitudinal balance scale. Okay, and that makes the scale drop down, and before you know it, your self-esteem is dropping down. So to counteract that, while we're learning to filter that out, and remember, we did talk about appraising the people you listen to. Are they experts? I think I touched on you wouldn't try and sell a house by asking the local butcher how much it was worth. Well, maybe he might be an expert, but probably you'd go to an estate agent. So we want you to obviously think about the people that are giving you advice, the people you're listening to. But on this other side of this, what I'd like you to do is write this list of things that you're proud of. And I want you to write down 5, 10 things, 15 if you like, okay? And I want you to keep it. And I want you to try and look at that on a day-to-day basis. We all like a nice pat on the back. Everybody likes that. Everyone likes to say, for someone to say, well done. But what I want to encourage you to do is say, well done to yourselves. Because often we think less of ourselves than we should. And I'm going to try and change that by increasing your self-esteem. So one of the ways we're going to do that is for you to look at your proud list, your achievements list on a regular basis and see what you've achieved. Okay. Another thing that you can do on a day-to-day basis when we tie in with the mindfulness part of the program is for you to think about the things that you've achieved on a day-to-day basis, which could just be, well, I went for a walk today, or I got up, I made a cup of tea today, just little wins, small things that have kind of went well for you. Okay, because remember, the world itself is bombarding us with all of this negative feedback all the time, especially at the moment with all the pandemic information, etc., all the things that are going on in the world. So we want you to start thinking about just the day-to-day things that went well, or you did, happy with, went well, etc., that type of thing as well. All of these things are going to help to balance out your attitudinal balance scale. Instead of you feeling bad about things, maybe you might start feeling a bit better about yourself. And your self-esteem is going to go up that level, okay? That's really important for you. So this is important, okay? So next to that, then we need to think about the affirmation process, okay? So some people might not be sure about the affirmation process in the beginning. I know feedback from some of the people that run through the program, they don't really understand how it works, if it works, etc., or how to write them, etc., this type of thing. So we go through that within our program. But what I want you to think about is the reason that we actually do the affirmations, okay? So the whole point of the affirmation process is for you to create that magnetic draw in your mind to where you want to be. So the affirmation process is just looking at what you want to achieve and saying you're there. You've achieved what you want to achieve, okay? So if you do it in that way, then that creates conflict in your mind, but a good conflict. All of a sudden, your subconscious is saying, hang on a second, we think this is where we are, but you're saying we're here, and you keep saying this on a day-to-day basis, okay? And all of a sudden, they have this conflict, and your creative subconscious mind, once you've used the affirmation process, starts to say, right, okay, I'm this now, right, so I need to stop being like this, I'm like this, okay? And it will find ways, creative ways to make you achieve what you want to achieve through that affirmation. So that's really important. So that is why we have to use the affirmation process, okay? It's called gestalt, okay? This magnetic draw, okay? All of a sudden you have this stretching of the truth. So it moves towards the new truth. And eventually, okay, it's like a rubber band. You imagine a rubber band, I let go, it comes back. Let go, it comes back. Let go, it keeps flicking back. Eventually, it flicks the other way. And then as soon as that happens in your mind, your gestalt, that is where your new truth of yourself is going to be. Okay, the truth is what we talk about in regards to the subconscious mind, which keeps you, you. So we're going to get you to put a brand new you in your mind for you to move towards. And all of this is going to keep you motivated and keep you moving forward all the time. It's all about this magnetic draw. Once you get that emotional ideas through your affirmation, that emotional pull, but when you write your affirmations, we talk to you about trying to make sure that you have emotional words. And I keep saying to the people that run my program, that work through my programs, that it has to mean something to you. I can't tell you what to write. I can coach you and ask you if that's working for you, but it has to give you that feeling inside. It has to give that exciting feeling, that little burning desire. Yes, that's what I want. That's what I want. And as long as those emotional words work, then that is going to create this magnetic draw towards your new self that you want. So that's what we're trying to do with the affirmation process, okay? It's creating that draw. So instead of us trying to force ourselves to do something, using our willpower, willpower doesn't do it, willpower will only get you so far. Eventually, your willpower will run out. Okay, and then you won't be able to continue on without changing the picture inside. So that's why we want to change the picture, start the affirmation process and keep working on it. Even if you only do it a couple of times a day. So the more you do it, the quicker it's going to happen. The more you read into it, the more affirmations you have, obviously the more changes you're likely to have. But you're not going to suddenly be under pressure to do all these things, because your creative subconscious mind is going to find a way to do it. Okay, it's like a filter. It just finds the way. So without going to really, really in depth of how the mind works, but you've got to create that draw through the affirmation process. If you do that, everybody, you will find dramatic results, as long as you revisit your affirmations on a regular basis and keep them real, keep them moving, and keep reading them and keep going through them. So that's really important for you, okay? So we want you to do your list, your achievement list. So we've got some good achievements. Anytime you're not feeling great about things, we all have down days, get them out, read them, look at them, go through that list. That'll give you that little bit of a balance to when you're having a bad day. So we all have bad days, and we all have weeks where things don't go to plan when we're trying to achieve something, okay? So that's going to help us to be a little bit more motivated. Keep reading your affirmations. Keep reading them. Read them. Feel them. Feel. Visualize. Look at. How would it feel when I've achieved this? How am I going to feel when I get there? And if you do that, you'll create that draw, and that's really going to help you. Okay. The last thing I would like to talk to you about quickly before we finish is talking about the have to, want to concept that our self-talk when we talk to ourselves and when others talk to us. Okay, so often we'll say things like, I have to get started on Revolution Health Program. I have to get started on it. Your creative subconscious will say, no, you don't. You can wait another 6 months. No, you don't. You don't really wait. You're too busy for that at the moment. Okay. No. I have to. I have to do it. I have to do it. No. You can do this instead. Or you can do that instead. Or let's do this instead. Okay. That's a natural thing that happens in your mind. Okay. So your subconscious mind is there to protect against coercive behavior. Okay. So in other words, if someone's pushing you into something, okay, you naturally have this, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to push away from that. So you're going to do the opposite. So that's a really, really important thing to understand. So when you're always saying to yourself, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to do that, I have to do this, what you don't realize is that in your mind, your creative subconscious, your monkey mind is finding lots of ways for you not to have to achieve that. So I'm going to encourage you to try and change that. Okay. So in reality, there's very few things in life we have to do. Now, we've talked about this in one of our weekly program meetings. Okay, there's only one thing you actually have to do. And I've done programs where we've sat down and talked about self-esteem, etc. And I've asked people about motivation and what they have to do. And they all say, oh, I have to go to work. No, you don't. Stay at home. Oh, no, I have to. Well, no, you choose to go to work. You stay at home if you don't want to go to work. Oh, I have to eat. No, you don't. You cannot eat. That's an option. Well, you have to drink. Well, you don't have to drink. If you don't want to drink, you don't have to drink. So now, I know some of you are now looking at the screen and thinking, what is John on about? Well, here's the thing. All of these things, you have a choice. You can make that choice. You don't have to go to work. you can stay at home. But what you do need to do is accept the consequences of what you want to do, what you do. Okay, accept the consequences. Okay, you don't have to go to work. You can stay at home. Well, I get sacked. Yeah, that's right. You will get sacked. Absolutely. If you don't go to work, they'll find someone else to do your job. But you can accept that consequence, then stay at home. If that's fine, that's fine. If you don't want to drink, you don't have to drink. You're going to get very, very thirsty and make yourself ill. Accept the consequences of poor health. That's absolutely fine. If you don't want to get started on a program to make you feel better about yourself and improve your lifestyle, etc., then that's fine. You do not have to do that. Okay? You do not have to do that. There is only one thing in life we have to do, and that's at the end of our lives. We have no choice about what happens at the end of our lives. Okay? So that's it. It's the only thing you have to do. So I'm going to encourage you now to change. So where you're getting stuck on something, maybe you're working through your affirmations, or maybe you're just trying to get started on the program here and you might be struggling a little bit. So I'm going to get you to change things a little bit. So instead of you talking to yourself, now, like I'm talking to you now, you're talking, say, I have to get started on this. I'm going to tell you to change the wording. No, you don't have to do this. You can just say this. So let's do this together. So you say, as I say, I don't have to. Because you really don't. Who can make you do it? No one can make you do it. I don't have to do this program. I don't have to. Now, wherever you are finding you're stuck with the motivation, now I want you to talk to yourself the way I'm talking to you now. I don't have to. 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 Because that's true. You do not have to. Now, let's change it. I want to do this. I want to. 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 So repetition. So you're talking to yourself now about whatever you want to do. I want to do this program. I want to. I like the results. I love the results. I like it. I like it. I like it. I love it. So you change the wording of how you talk to you as I'm talking to you now, and then that should help you to get over that stuck feeling on whatever you're saying. Maybe it's the affirmation process. Okay, maybe it is. Maybe it is. It could be something else. Whatever it might be, I'm going to encourage you to use the power of your mind and the power of your own self-talk to move past that blockage, whether the blockage is the beginning of the program or whether it's anything else. But I would really encourage you to use the have to, want to, like it, love it concept, because it really, really works. And remember, you don't have to do any of this. You don't have to do it. But if you do decide not to do these things, accept the consequences of what you do. And then you'll be fine. That's absolutely fine. At the end of the day, what we're trying to do is try and get you past whatever you want to get past. Okay? But you do not have to do it. So change the wording. I don't have to. Take that away. I want to. I want to do this. I want to see the results. I like the results. I like doing this. I like the results of this program. I love the results. Okay, remember, like it, love it, want to. That gives you a desire to do something instead of I have to do it, whereas you're going to push against it. You're going to dig your heels in and push against it. Okay, so that's all we're going to talk about for today. Hope this helps you guys. A little bit of reinforcement about some of the things we've talked about in our meetings. And remember, use the affirmation process, write down your achievements list, and change the have to, want to, like it, love it concept. Okay, and let's get our ABS, our attitudinal balance scale, going this way, where we're going upwards, feeling better about ourselves, hitting some goals, seeing the changes. It's all going to help to move you up. And then through that, you'll see fierce results, huge results, guys, all the time. You're massive moving forward. constantly moving forward, looking forward to new all the time. And that's what we want. So hope you enjoyed that, guys. Have a good week. Have a good watch of this video. Come back, watch it a few times, and hope it works for you. And I'll see you all soon. Okay, bye-bye. Good luck, everyone.